Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Friday, March 14th. I am Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister here at Sunshine Cathedral and Auxiliary Bishop of the Global Justice Institute and the current President of the Divine Science Federation. With me today is the Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell and the Reverend Kevin Tisdall, both of whom minister with me at Sunshine Cathedral. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be part of it no matter where you live in the world. Watch our streaming programs, ask for prayer, make donations, and also follow us on social media. We'd love to have you as part of the Sunshine Cathedral community, regardless of your location. And if you live in South Florida, be sure to check out the Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, offering entertainment for the LGBTQ+ community to benefit the LGBTQ+ community. Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world. In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots Magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight, with nearly 10,000 stories and 10 million views in 2024. We will produce the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th, Pride Fete Diversity Pride in August, and now the near 50th anniversary of Pride Fort Lauderdale in February. We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. The Queer God Squad is unique in that we apply critical thought to religion while still embracing what is good about religion, and all in support of the LGBTQIAA+ community. If you enjoy the Queer God Squad, help us reach more people by sharing this or other episodes with your friends, family, and social media communities. This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Stand up for transgender people. Stand up for all marginalized people. On the subreddit r/ainbow, I love that, the subreddit ainbow, Spaciest Space Kook, also a great handle, Spaciest Space Kook makes a plea for all of us to stand up for transgender people. Spaciest Space Kook writes, quote, "I'm so deeply saddened that so many people voted to take away trans people's rights and yet don't realize how much of a warning that was that none of us are safe in the hands of this administration. So many people voted against trans people, and now we are seeing open attacks against cisgender women's civil liberties as well. I hope we take this as a lesson that we can't stand aside while marginalized groups are attacked. Anytime a marginalized community is attacked by the people in power, it should be a signal to everyone that we need to defend them and stand up for them. Not doing so leaves us all in the path of harm," end quote. Welcome the stranger. Feed the hungry. Care for the widow and orphans. Touch the untouchable. Love the unloved. Lift up the downtrodden. Offer good news to the poor. These are the mandates of our scriptures and tradition. And yet when it comes to women's rights, LGBTQ rights, the health of the planet, the rights of non-aggressive nations to exist without fear of invasion, the right to affordable education and healthcare, we are living in a time when all such rights are under siege. What, as people of faith, are we willing to do? When cruelty abounds, what does the faith community do in response? First and foremost, open a mouth. Say something. And this is why, that just the mere, the pen is mightier than the sword. How you know that's true is because when you start talking about it, you'll get two pushbacks. One is you're being political and you shouldn't be political. Fuck that. Second of all, the other pushback is, oh, that's just talk. You're not doing anything. You're just talking. If it was nothing, people wouldn't try to get you to shut up. Mm-hmm. Talk alone is never enough. But talk does, if we talk, if we write, if we post, if we share, if we go to meetings, if we march, if we sign petitions, if we raise our voice in any way that we think we can, that does keep the truth out there and that does inspire action. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if 90 people are saying something and that inspires 40 people to do something and that inspires 6 people to do a lot, that mattered. Mm-hmm. That was a process, and you were part of the process. So don't look. So the first and foremost is say something and say it often. Well, I preached that really good sermon back in December, and great. And I promise you, by New Year's, people have forgotten it. You got to say it over and over and over until it's better. And yeah, do what you can. But don't wait till you can change the world single-handedly before you say something. So, what can we do? We can say something. We can say this isn't right, this isn't fair, and we are just not here for that. And it is true that cruelty is the point, I think, right now. I do, what's her name? This person's name? His name, their name?
Spaciest.
It's a great name. Spaciest Space Kook. I'm going to take issue with them on one thing. Actually, with the overturning of Roe, the attack on women's civil rights came first. Now, the denial of trans rights has been going on since time immemorial, but women had fought for and earned rights that have now been rolled back. So, and that we didn't take to the streets that minute is how they knew they could go for trans people. If you didn't take up for cis women, everyone else is fair game.
Yep.
And I remember saying at the time, publicly and frequently, they never stop.
Right.
First of all, we should care because we should care. But even if egalitarianism isn't your motive, you should care because of self-preservation, because they never stop with whoever they start with. And sure enough, so now there are legislatures trying to roll back marriage equality. There are nine. 2 years ago, women owned their own bodies legally, and now, just 2 years later, there are nine states where any woman, for any reason, can roll up and ask for the health care she needs. Nine. There's 50 states. Nine. Where a woman still, when it comes to whatever health care is needed, she owns her own. She has agency. Nine. Yeah. That's how fast that took. 2 years. So, and because they got away with that, yeah, sure, trans are next. Sure, marriage equality is next. Sure, people in the military are next. Sure, immigrants are next. Sure, yeah, next. Because they did one and got away with it. And now no one is safe. So on that, Spaciest Space is 100% correct. But, and if you ask people, I didn't vote for that. I voted for my business, or I voted for smaller government. How is this smaller government?
Yeah.
I voted for a thing, and I was just willing for all this collateral damage. I knew that it might happen, but I thought it was a fair trade. Well, that still makes you the villain in this story.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm sad also that they voted for it, and until the best time to have prevented this was 13 elections ago. And every election thereafter, the second best time is right now. Stand up, say something.
Right.
And remember, I'm going on faith. There will be more elections. Do better from now on, and don't miss an election. 32% voted for him. 31% voted for the vice president. 37% voted for some pretend couldn't possibly win candidate or not at all. The 37% were the dangerous ones.
Yeah.
So never miss an election. If signpost painter is up for election, vote. If they're running unopposed, vote. It matters, because not voting and not caring is why we're here.
Right. And what does the faith community do in response? We keep doing what we're doing. We keep speaking out. We do what we have to do to make sure that marginalized people know that somebody is there and somebody cares about them. I also would suggest too, if you are able, make small donations to groups like the ACLU. There's so many others. I can't think of them off the top.
Get on the mailing list. Join.
Exactly. Even if you can't make a donation, get on their mailing list, get on their email list, check out their stuff on the socials. There's a lot of really good information on that. And speak out yourself on the socials. Make sure that people know where you stand on this. And
loud.
For those who are marginalized, they know that you are with them. We got to do that. We got to support folks.
And if you're a person of faith, don't discount prayer.
Yeah.
Now, prayer by itself, you have your opinion about whether there's any metaphysical utility to it or not. That's nobody can prove one or the other. So have your opinion. But what prayer is focus.
Yeah.
And if you're focused on a thing, you're more likely to do something about it. So if you pray about this. And then one day you're going to get an idea. I should go to that protest. I should sign this petition. I should make this donation. I should say something to my asshole uncle. You're going to get so if you pray, if you don't pray, I'm not telling you to pray. But if you do pray about this, and that, because it's focused, it's going to lead to some action that's going to make a difference.
Yep.
A couple of weeks ago, we did a segment on all of the or many of the organizations that are out
Right.
there. So I'm going to ask you to go and check through your YouTube channel to find that particular one, because I said then, and I'm going to say again, that was one of the most powerful segments that we've done as the Queer God Squad, because we put out there the organizations that are out there already doing the work. I'm going to hearken back to my roots. I grew up in a time where civil rights were on the forefront, and from the pulpit, people always talk about, oh, you can't be political from the pulpit. Baloney, bullshit. That's where your politics that's where my politics came from as I was growing up, because our pastor would tell us what was going on in the world and what we could do to change it. And because he grew up went to school, the same school that Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. went to. So he's preaching nonviolence, but he's also preaching action. You can sit and listen to the sermon on Sunday, and if you go home on Monday and do nothing about what was preached on, then you got to get a little more active. You got to go out there and be loud, be vocal, make people see who you are. So I still think the church plays a role in energizing people, allowing them to see what can be, allowing them to understand that Jesus was not this meek and mild thing that we want Jesus to be. Jesus was a rabble rouser. Jesus was a seditionist. Jesus was killed because of what he was doing against the government.
INRS, the charges on his execution machine. INR, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. That he was, it was sedition. That you're claiming to be a king, and you don't. What?
Yeah.
Or people are claiming it for you, and you're not denying it. That sedition is the charge.
Yes. So go out there, be loud, tell your government that you're not going to put up with this crap, and let's say it one more time. Vote.
Vote, vote, vote.
I have been voting since I was able to. That means back in the mid-1970s, before you say something. I have missed one election from 1973.
He gets 7 and 0.
Yeah, I love you too.
But
From 1973 until 2025, I missed one election. It was a school board election. They are just as important as any other election. That's how the whole crap started.
With the
Yes.
700 Club in
Not a joke. Not a joke. So
with school boards.
Yep.
if your voice didn't mean anything, why would they want to take it away from you? So get out there and vote. You take away the Voting Rights Act, made it a little more difficult to register to vote, and you can still register to vote. And once you are registered, get out there and vote. And make sure the politicians know, I'm a voter. And if I don't hear what I need from you, I'm not voting for you. The Republican Party is learning that right now. All of a sudden,
they're not doing quite so well, are they?
They're not meeting with their constituents anymore because their constituents are now asking, are you fucking crazy?
When Marco Rubio was our senator, I was afraid he was going to block me. I sent him so many. I was afraid he was going to just block me. He never did. But like, yeah, you say, and I know someone reads that, but that someone's going to aggregate the data, and they're going to say, you know what, this many people really hate you right now, and that we're good. So write your letter, write your email, send your text, do whatever you can. And what if it's nothing? What if it's so tiny? Have you ever been bitten by an ant? You won't forget it. It lasts with you for days. Be the ant. You know, we all want to be this mighty lion or whatever, but be whatever you can be. And an ant can make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Keep making noise.
Yep.
Just what makes that little old ant. All right, that's today for the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, we want to invite you to join Sunshine Cathedral on a wonderful travel experience and help our mission for our community. Join us on the Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise. This unique 3-day cruise will sail from Miami on the $1 billion and ultra-deluxe 170,000-ton MSC Seascape on November 2nd, 2025. The cruise is for the Florida AIDS Walk. Your participation helps 13 vital beneficiaries in our community. The cruise is an incredible value starting at just $199 and is also a fundraiser for the Sunshine Cathedral. Parties, special events, and more aboard, including a special unlimited beverage and open bar with Wi-Fi for all 3 days for just $68. We invite you to join us on this amazing cruise for fun, this vital cruise for good.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that. We all are in this together.
Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.
Bye.